GM, everyone, welcome, welcome. Panelists, welcome. We have people coming in from all over the world to discuss where the next crypto hub will be. Really humbled to have all of you come from all over the world. Everyone, my name is Harris. I'm a part of the ecosystem marketing team with Chainlink Labs. Really glad that you're all either tuning in from around the world or here in Barcelona with us. Today we'll be discussing a great topic around where is the innovation going to be coming from next? As Josh was saying, but we're here in Barcelona because there's a really rich innovation atmosphere here. Would love to start off the conversation maybe with a couple of introductions. You know, who are you all? Who are you representing? Maybe a sentence or two about the great stuff you're working on. John, we could start with you.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is John Isaguirre, and I'm the head of partnerships and business development at Senso. We're building seed phrase management and third-party recovery agents. And we are very pleased to be collaborating with Chainlink on this endeavor.
Hi, everyone. I'm Noah, Christian. I'm the founder of AlviChain, the first VR AR exchange in the world. Yes, we built it. Besides, as a DeFi ecosystem, we have lending, borrowing, staking, and so on and so on. Keep growing, and thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lihan. I'm from South Korea, and I'm the co-founder of Zangle. And among the many things we do, recently we're focusing on building services based on on-chain data for enterprises adopting Web3, like ERP as a service and Explorers. Thank you for having me here.
Hi everyone, I'm Cecilia. I was in crypto since 2019, and now I'm the co-founder and CEO of Morphism. So I was a investor in crypto exchanges before, but now we are building Morphism as a layer 2 project, and the technology behind it is a hybrid of optimistic and ZK rollup together. But we are pretty new. We are still on the test net, and we just start to talk about Morphism publicly since Token 2049 2 weeks ago. So yeah, we will still keep building.
Awesome. So as you can see, we have a wide spectrum of both representation around the world and different segments within our industry. So I think we'll have a good answer to this. We'll start pretty high level to start. You've been around for a while, all of you in the industry. Where do you feel like we're currently at in terms of the adoption cycle of the technology in Web3?
Yeah, it's hard to say. So as an industry, the people working in Web3, I think that the development is definitely much more mature these days. And certainly you see innovation, but you also see consolidation of technology within the spectrum. So from an industry point of view, I think it's quite good. Now, from a mass adoption point of view, and from going to retail and making people aware of the technology, I think we're thanks to a few things in the industry in the last couple of months, not to say years, we definitely stepped back. So I think we need to go back to our trenches, keep building, and really building applications that are having an impact in everyone's lives and that are beneficial and are simple to use. So yeah, that's so far what I think is going on.
I believe that we're just an early stage, just like the first computer back in 90s, 80s. So we do need more track, and everything that is built with crypto and a lot of amazing minds, I would say, smart people around the crypto space. This will be a really easy transition for what we have now and what the future can offer. And at this stage, I think it's a must to speed up the process for the mass adoption, but in a easiest way. At this moment, everything is extremely devish, I would say. You have to have knowledge and to be a developer yourself to understand how blockchain operates. And we need this link of transition to something more easier to let people understand better and have access faster than we have right now.
Yeah, in terms of technology and in terms of infrastructure, I think we have been making quite a progress over the last maybe 5 to 7 years. If you compare to 2018, we could barely handle CryptoKitties, and the only smart contract network that was available was maybe Ethereum. Right now, you have a lot of alternative L1s, L2s recently got a lot of attention. And we can now move around assets between all different kind of mainnets, not to mention CCIP, which allows us to message cross-chain very reliably. And so in terms of infrastructure, we're slowly getting matured where I'm a little bit cautious with the term because it's a relative term. But in terms of application landscape, I feel it's getting a little bit empty. It has been affected by the market condition lately. So definitely we need some applications that people use beyond making money. This is the reason why we've been focusing on the enterprise market over the last couple of years. Enterprises, their primary focus would not be making money, selling tokens or NFTs, but rather they would the primary focus for them would be to find business opportunities such as building a genuine community for their businesses. So definitely once we have that solid layer of enterprises in our landscape, it will help to make the overall landscape more reliable.
Yeah, I totally agree with the previous panelists. Like, we are still at the very, very early stage of the adoption of blockchain technology. I mean, the main adoption of blockchain technology is still cryptocurrency, right? And people come into crypto because they want to make money, and this is the value they see in this tech. But other than that, I don't see mass adoption right now. And we had, for example, DeFi. We had that crazy DeFi summer, and we had NFT last year. But it's also like constrained a little bit by the Ethereum scalability. So that's why layer 2 projects are now quite popular, because we help the Ethereum to scale up. And also, I think maybe in the future, like, there will be more and more adoption for the enterprises. I mean, whether it's smart contract or for the data storage or digital currency, whatever usage, we'll see more and more adoption. But I think it's always like gradually and suddenly, like all the other technologies. Like maybe in 1990s, the internet, no one used computer, no one used internet, only the government and big enterprises. But 10 years later, everyone used it. And when I was entering my college in, I think, 2007, no one used mobile phone at that time. But 4 years later, when I graduated, everyone has the internet in their pocket. So it's always like gradually and suddenly it's just boom. I think it will be the same for us someday. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could totally see it. And I think I like the point you made, Cecilia, around like the different epochs of Web3 with DeFi summer, the NFT craze, maybe some of the L2s and things going on right now. If we were to look ahead a little bit in terms of what other dimensions that we think about in the future of Web3, like, are there other types of trends that you're observing you think that are going to come up in the next couple of years?
Yeah, well, I mean, first, I think there is a mistake in the industry, and that's always trying to either compete with Web2 companies or integrate with Web2 companies. I think the integration should happen smoothly and just organically. So if Google or Apple or any other relevant company, they want to understand the technology and use your services, they should do it as a simple industry user, right? You shouldn't aim for just thinking that Apple sooner or later will use Web3 technologies and then you're going to jump on the wave, because then you're riding their wave. They're not riding your wave, right? So that means they're going to be calling the shots and they're going to be dictating the script. So I think the first thing that we should do as an industry and companies and entrepreneurs is building our own industry. And that means you need to build a base. And the base is, well, first of all, what is my user actually doing when he or she are downloading a wallet for the first time, right? And what's happening with that wallet, and then what happens when that person is trading, and what happens when that person wants to create technology or build infrastructure. So you need to offer the base. It needs to be simple, and you need to make sure that your developers are well taken care of, but also the entrepreneurs building in the space are well taken care of, that they understand what they're building, they understand how to use the tech stack, and how to get capital, and how to build a pitch deck. And finally, again, as an entrepreneur, it's very important that you need to hustle. Our industry is not used to, unfortunately, hard work. A lot of people in this industry, they think, well, I'm going to make a pitch deck, and then with a pitch deck, I'm supposed to raise $5 million. Well, it's not like that. In reality, you're going to be facing hardship. You need to work late nights. You need to knock on 1,000 doors until you get the first 10K, 20K, 25K that are going to build you up as a company. So it's a matter of process, it's a matter of learning, and I think we're going to get there in terms of trends. I think better usability of wallets, I think better wallets for mass adoption. I think this is going to happen. Digital identities, probably new scaling of NFTs with better economic conditions and terms, better exchanges. I think that's a very interesting point. Better L2s, better tech stacks. So I think it's just a reshape of what we have right now, but with a better condition and better base.
I believe that is needed at this moment of time to have as easiest way in how we can show the world what is crypto all about. As I said, everything it's so about hard. I mean, it's really hard to for a normal guy to just use different apps. They need to go to different processes that probably doesn't understand. So what is needed, in my own beliefs, it's the fact that the transition, as I said, has to be smooth. A better user interface for every single app, and better explanations as well. I will give you an example. We are in a process in works with a bank, and their system is, I would say, so outdated that they don't understand why blockchain is better than their system. So we explain them, they still can't understand this. And we give them a lot of examples. So now we're building the easiest way in how they can get in. And this is how I can see the future in crypto, by having a better way in how institutions can join and normal people. Another example, I discussed with my sister, and she doesn't know anything about crypto. And I said, you need to download this. This is a transaction. This is an explorer you need to check. And after a few hours, she was like, what is the explorer all about? So definitely we need to make things simplest. Easiest way how to make people understand how easiest to use a blockchain technology. So the future is here. It just need to be a little bit updated. Just that.
Yeah, so I basically totally agree with the other two panelists that we need to have a more seamless and more polished infrastructure in order to get to the point where we can say we achieve mass adoption. Just a little bit to add in terms of the application space. I don't think, so in our traditional industry, we have various sectors like gaming, entertainment, finance, or manufacturing, and all kinds of sectors. I don't think it will come all simultaneously to a point where we say everything is disrupted by Web3. I think it will come one by one. People have a lot of expectations for the finance sector because the first mass adopting application we had during the last 2 years was DeFi. But we have to deal with regulation for that space. There are a lot of stakeholders, a lot of regulatory frameworks that we need to overcome. So I rather have more expectations for those sectors that have less to do with regulation. For example, gaming, yes, but also entertainment, fandom businesses. There you have very few players who are against adopting Web3. And for fandom community, it's inherently a community, and I think crypto is all about building community. So there is a kind of inherent match in those two fields. Recently, we are seeing a movement from the manufacturing side. We think it's very interesting. Like over the last couple of decades, I think the power has been gathered by the service providers. They have been the entity who are gathering the users and data. But now manufacturers are trying to reverse that by using the power of Web3. And I think it's very interesting to watch how it will turn out. So that's my point.
Yeah. So I think the key to increase the adoption of blockchain or crypto is that we really need to find what is the value proposition of us, like what kind of value we really bring to the users. I just read a report from Chainlink like 1 month ago. They just tried to analyze like where is the retail users adoption in the world, and then they found out that like India is leading the whole the global like crypto adoption, and also like Vietnam and Indonesia and all the other like Asian countries. They're actually leading the adoption when the most Western countries are not still recovered yet. But I think the key, and also like Turkey has like 50% of their population owns a crypto. I traveled to Turkey many times and I saw the huge crypto billboard everywhere. Because the inflation there and people don't trust in their fiat currency. So that's a value they see in cryptocurrency. That's why all these countries, people, they hold cryptocurrency. But beside that, people don't see the value of blockchain or cryptocurrency at the moment. But I would say that if we can create more and more value, especially to the retail users, they can really see that if they use crypto, it will bring convenience to their life. For example, this time I fly from Asia to Barcelona, and I use crypto to buy my flight ticket on the Travala.com. So, which is actually I use the Binance wallet to pay for that. It's really, really convenient. It's like just one click, then you can buy the flight ticket. But if I just hold a bank account or a credit card, I mean, not most, but a lot of people, they don't even have a credit card bank account. And if you use your bank account to transfer money, you need to pay a very high transfer rate for that. If I use my Singapore bank account, they charge me like 3% for the transaction fee, which is ridiculous, right? So this really brings me the convenience in my life. And if we want to have the mass adoption for retail users, this is a must. But this is something we need to see what kind of unmet needs there is in the retail market. Because I see a lot of developers, they are just focusing on their tech. They are like super smart in tech development, but they don't see the needs of the users. Like 2 weeks ago, we were in Singapore, discussed with Vitalik about the adoption of layer 2 or whatever. And he also said that first find the needs of the users and then build your technology upon that. Otherwise, it's just waste of your time.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate the retail perspective across so many different countries. Curious to kind of expand on that, if there's any verticals or any correlations in certain countries of these verticals that might be the next industry or vertical that may be bringing more blockchain adoption. Is there any countries that you'd see that happening in specifically?
Well, yeah, so right now, I think a lot of countries are debating on regulation. I think that's the main step, especially from the European Union and from the MiCA regulatory framework. This is what Europe has been trying to come up with a unilateral front from all the European countries as a bloc, and then how to make it seem digestible for institutional players, banks, but also the retail users, and protecting all of the sovereignty that that entails. So I think Europe is going to be quite interesting starting from next year. I think the US right now is in a weak spot, so let's perhaps talk about that next year to see how is that going to look like. And Asia, you know, it's a great place right now in terms of debating ideas, work, you know, manpower, labor, universities, research. There's a lot coming from, you know, all parts of Asia, whether it's Southeast Asia, mainland, or Hong Kong, or anywhere. You're finding all these amazing entrepreneurs and coming up with great ideas. And some countries are a little bit, you know, behind. Some others are taking a step and, you know, positioning themselves. Middle East area, I think, is also quite interesting in terms of capital and deployment of that smart capital. So I think it's a unified front everywhere. Wallet as a service, I think, is going to be quite interesting. Communication, messaging between protocols, what CCIP is trying to build is great. And then just the base for giving the retail users a more centralized front. Again, whether that's going to be seed phrase recovery, whether that's going to be identity on chain, I think all of those angles is going to be quite interesting. Even custody is an interesting field right now as well. So yeah, that's what I consider.
Yeah, definitely. Asia, I would say, is leading the whole crypto space regarding even mass adoption and I would say level of understanding, point of view, tech side, and other countries are following, but I believe the regulations just, I would say, make the thing go a little bit harder for people to develop. And in my own beliefs, DeFi is what will lead crypto to something better at this point. I was against centralization from day one when I started to join crypto and understand it. And at this moment, I believe that DeFi still will lead other countries to develop better. And here in Europe, it's the process. It's a little bit slow, but there are amazing developers with vision, and definitely we're going to follow. Yeah, as in European, we're going to follow Asia as well, because it's still possible to use DeFi. But exchanges, as I said many times, at this point, they are acting just as influencers. They don't bring any value to anything. And they're fighting with regulators. And as our colleague said, I think, still think that DeFi is the answer in the whole crypto ecosystem.
Yeah, so just to add, I think we're running out of time, so close, just to let a little bit about Asia. Like South Korea is well known for its retail investment market, but we are more focusing on the enterprise market. Like so, Korean enterprises are not just doing POCs. Like they're, for example, gaming studios would invest their billion-dollar IPs into Web3, so they're betting their future into Web3. So they're quite serious. Lately, we're seeing Japanese market opening up. So Japanese gaming companies, Japanese conglomerates are slowly getting attention into Web3 space. Singapore is getting its regulatory clarity. So for those companies who have been seeking clarity would go to Singapore, but lately we're also seeing movement towards Dubai. Like usually companies would open their subsidiaries in Singapore or in Cayman Islands, but recently we're seeing companies opening up in Dubai or Abu Dhabi. So those places are a very interesting place to watch in Asia.
I was because I also mentioned this for the last question. Like Asia is leading the recovery of the whole industry, like India, Vietnam, Indonesia, and also like Turkey and UAE. You mentioned that these are the leading countries right now because the regulation there is clear and the people there are crazy about crypto right now. I was in a crypto exchange industry before, and now I'm in a public blockchain, and I will see that actually for developers, they're mainly in Western countries. They're more creative, innovative about to design all these applications. But most traders, they're actually in Asia. You'll see that most crypto exchanges are built by Asian, and the most traders there are actually Asian people. I would say like 70 to 80% of the transaction and the trading volume can come from Asian countries, actually. So I would say that, for example, our team, the Morphism team, is coming from Asia, and but we are quite international. Because we understand the Asian market, and also we want to build the technology also to the Western country, and also combine the Western and Eastern together to be a really international platform for all these developers. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think across the last few questions, it sounds like simplicity is a great principle. It sounds like a lot of interesting things are happening out in Asia, of course, other parts of the world, but it seems like across the board, there's some consensus around APAC leading the way. Really appreciate you all coming out to Barcelona, being a part of SmartCon with us. Let's give our panelists a round of applause. Some really awesome insight. Thank you.
Thank you.